It is December the 21st of 2021. We got 4 days until Christmas, and I'm happy to be here. It's NF Tuesday, and this should be a lot of fun. I've got someone coming in here, then we'll have a few more, and then we will get started. Until then, got a little music bed for everybody. All right, guys, I can see we're starting to file in. If in that lower right corner, you can hit that tweet button, tweet out the room. We'll get as many people in here as we can, because we've got a topic that I think a lot of people are interested in, or at least my Twitter feed, it looks like they're interested in, and that is NFTs and music. So yeah, invite as many people as you can in here, particularly if you have any of your followers that are, into the music scene with NFTs. All cards on the table. I am old, and I don't always know what the latest and greatest, music acts are that might be interested in NFTs. Something tells me, the people I listen to. First of all, the people I listen to usually aren't alive, like Tupac and Biggie. And but although you can get some NFTs from them, so I shouldn't even say that, because if we're talking NFTs in the music industry, posthumously you can still release, merchandise or even tracks over NFTs. So should be an interesting thing. First of all, I am Steven. I go by the Voice of DeFi. You can follow me on Twitter at Voice of DeFi. But I'm with the TRADERVERSE account here today. TRADERVERSE is a soon to be launched social network based completely on trading, completely on NFTs, crypto, stocks, that sort of thing. And you can kind of find your colony, your network within this social network called TRADERVERSE. So be on the lookout for that. With me is Christine Barnum. You can see her as a co-host on stage, and Smart Rick. He's up here on stage as well. How are you? How are the two of you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm not sure if I have COVID or not. We'll find out soon here.
Do you have any symptoms?
Other than like paranoia and anxiety, I'm not sure. I also drank last night, so I'm like, am I hungover, or do I have like, or is it a headache, or like?
No one
I don't
knows.
know.
Yeah. How could we ever know this? I like the game.
I don't know. I've been exposed to it a bunch in the last like 3-4 days, so I would not be surprised.
Sure. Yeah. This game is hungover or COVID.
Yeah.
Well, for COVID, if you do have it, you seem to be doing amazing. So you're good to go.
Yeah, we'll see. The Omicron is supposedly not as like potent or as powerful, and I
Right.
am vaccinated. My mother, though, did text me last night and was like, "I've scheduled you for a booster for next Wednesday."
Oh Lord.
I'm like,
Yeah.
thanks, Mom.
See?
Yeah, I've had a few people from South Africa write me. So because you know how Omicron or whatever it started there, and they were telling me like they're like it's not bad at all, like compared to the other COVID variants, and they're like, and if anything, it's showing us that the variants are getting weaker. So blah blah blah. But they were
That's how the Spanish
explaining
flu
that to
died.
me.
So
Huh?
that's how the Spanish flu went away.
Yeah, like the variants just kept getting weaker.
Worse and worse. Yeah.
Hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with weaker. But yeah, still all the stories are, it appears to be very contagious,
Yes.
but weaker. So yeah, you very well could have COVID right now, but you tested negative, you said, correct?
Correct. I'm still alive. There's only like 5 of us left. Like we had 18, and now we're down to like 5. Everyone else is like, it's like a game show. It's like, I told you, it's like a reality TV show. Now we're in the elimination series. It's like your tribe is smoking.
Game, but with
COVID.
Right.
Yep. It's very much Squid Game, but COVID.
And for everyone listening, he means 5 left that doesn't have COVID, not 5 left that are alive.
I'm in the finals.
Yeah. Just to be clear. Well, you guys saw the title that I put today, and that's music in the metaverse. And I don't know about you guys' Twitter feeds, but I have a few people on that I follow that are interested in, almost exclusively, it seems like, in the music industry in the metaverse, and really just the music industry and NFTs in general. Have any of you guys seen some of that trend, or is it kind of bleeding into your Twitter feed as well?
Oh, it's really funny that, because I missed the meeting this morning because we were doing the the town hall for what we were doing at the house. But I actually had a call this morning with a music app called Bop Drop, and they want to get into Web3, and they're asking me how that works, you know,
Bob,
and like,
interesting.
yep. Yeah, it's a music discovery playlist or like app. They have like 250,000 users, and but they want to get into Web3 and like so. But we talked about like Sound XYZ. We talked about Royal, which is more like utilities for like the artists and their IP of their music and the rights. But then they want to get into the ticketing side of things.
Ooh, I'm always interested in that, and I'll get into why my thoughts on that here in a little bit. But they're interested in ticketing. What do you think is the biggest, I shouldn't say the biggest frontier because that probably is ticketing, but maybe the thing that we will next see in music, is it merchandise or is it actual, the music itself, like audio files?
I mean, what I told them is I was like, it makes a whole lot more sense to make it ticketing and like do like a Top Shot type environment where it's like a way to onboard people into crypto. So I think there's a huge, like, you can really disrupt Eventbrite. You could really disrupt StubHub. There's a lot of things you could do with it, especially on a blockchain. There would be no counterfeit tickets. You could get better data on like average prices and all that good stuff. So it's a pretty cool project.
Yeah, sounds it. Emilio, you had your hand up for a moment. Did you want to add to what we were saying?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that you're right. I have seen a lot of growth in the NFT music community, and a lot of people are interested in music. And I wanted to just say that I am as well. That's why I hopped into the space. I just saw the title and I hopped in. One of my best friends and I have this NFT idea, and it's all based around music and supporting local artists. I'm from Mexico, so I support local artists and do it through the NFT world and making them and helping them hop into the metaverse by making their music an NFT. So yeah, that's why I hopped in.
You want to share what your idea is, or is it right now something you're wanting to hold close?
No, I have no problem. Actually, I know that the more I share my idea with people, the more I can start building it. So yeah, the idea is basically that, just help local artists get their music into an NFT, maybe sell some digital assets and some digital NFTs that might function as ticket entries to their shows, or I don't know, premium content or something like that. The idea just is in diapers. It's just a baby idea.
Sure.
But if you have any comments on that, or if you have any recommendations, it would be greatly appreciated.
No, I definitely have comments on it. I mean, that's kind of what I do is comment. But so, and Rick and Christine have heard me both go into this before. So, and if you've listened to this show for some time, you've heard me say this about ticketing, about how big of a deal it could be. Because first of all, it's disrupting a known industry already. Okay, so just like Smart Rick just said, is there's already a huge industry of Eventbrite or StubHub or these sort of outfits that are Web 2, okay, not Web 3, centralized. But for the decentralization of it, if we do NFT ticketing, first of all, the counterfeit game goes away completely. You're not going to be able to counterfeit something if I'm verifying that it's on the blockchain. So counterfeiting already goes away completely. But even better, I will be able to tell who went, or at least not who, but the wallet addresses that held the NFTs that got into the event. I will have a complete list of those wallet addresses. For one, if I'm a young artist or a young, band, I will know who my earliest of fans were that actually paid for me to get into an event very early on. Okay. And for, 20 years from now, whenever I'm big and famous, I'll know the small hundreds of groups of people that really believed in me and my band early on before it was cool. So if that's the case, then I'll have all those wallet addresses. Then I could give them things in perpetuity. Hey, we've got this cool NFT coming out. Oh, well, make sure you give it to my biggest fans that believed in me before everybody else did. Hey, we're going to give out some free tickets to some people. Oh yeah, I've got 500 people that believed in me before they ever did. We've got their wallet addresses. Send it to them. Okay, so it gives us a complete record of fanship that normally we wouldn't have, at least on a decentralized way. So to me, that's very important. But getting into the music industry, we have audio files we can share. We cut out middlemen. It can be very convenient. Anyway, there's a lot of good reasons of why you would want to have this level of access in decentralized music ticketing. And I think you're spot on with everything.
Yeah, no, totally. I appreciate your comments. Sorry. Go ahead, smart trick.
No, it's I agree with everything that DeFi said, and I think it's a really cool it could be a really cool consumer experience. Buying an NFT ticket, just with all the different applications that you can do with an NFT. And like one thing that like I told them was like you could be like a stealth Web3 company. Like no one really knows that you're a Web3 company. Like just like Top
Yeah.
Shot is like it's not really obviously they're an NFT and like these moments and stuff like that, but like you can't really like you wouldn't really know unless you do. They don't like openly say they are. And I think there's just so much application, especially in music, the data of like price for concerts, and if they do like an open seed like exchange, and like you could see how much people they want to go to Justin Bieber, like the mid prices, whatever, and then but how much it drives up, how many fans, I think you just get a lot more metrics and to the artist or the management company itself. I think it's a great idea. So.
No, thank you. Thanks a lot for the comments. I just wanted to ask before dropping to listener, are there any tips, any website that you would recommend, any starting point? Because like I said, the idea is just a spoken idea as of now. Where can I see some of your work? You say that you're doing the same thing. Where can I see your work?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just advising on a buddy's app that they want to get into the Web3 space, and like I'm a part of an organization. He like sat next to me during dinner, and he's like, "I want to figure out how we get this into Web3," and I was like, "Oh, you could do this," and then he was like, "Oh, can you like tell that to my co-founder and I over at Google Meet like next week?" So, and that's what I did this morning. So
That's amazing. Yeah, Web3 is a crazy place. Okay, thank you for letting me speak, and yeah, I'll make sure to follow up on the project as it progresses, in case you're interested. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Emilio. Yeah, stick with us around here. We talk about all kinds of things, but yeah, obviously you're interested in today's topic, but we'll always have some topics that I think you'll be interested in. Mr. Fake, Mrs. Fake.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? It looked like you had something to add into what we were saying.
I think I just had my mic on an accident. Sorry. Yeah, I jumped in when you guys were discussing like the whole thing with like an artist tying their NFTs to like being able to track who their first fans were. I thought that was really cool. I never actually hadn't thought of that as like a realistic concept. Yeah, for Web3, that's very cool.
If you think about it for like an early, let's say, Jay-Z, whenever he was just starting, or maybe let's go like as old as like the Beatles or whatever, where it's like truly it's just like them in like a pub, just a handful of people.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows who those fans are? I mean, they're out there somewhere, and they're probably telling their buddies, I saw Jay before he was cool, and I'm sure that's kind of a bragging thing that you can say. But if the artist could then reward those fans for life, because I would want to do that if I was an artist. If I then became, a giant, brand name music act, it'd be pretty cool to say, yeah, now everybody kind of wants a piece of me. But I always want to, I think back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me, right? Isn't that
Mike Jones?
Thank you. Okay, good. See,
you're welcome.
I'm not too old for the group here, but
no, I gotcha.
I should have said who when you said
who.
Thank you, Smart.
It's cool how it's actually interesting how even at like the Web 2.0 level, a lot of applications don't employ that like a similar tactic. Like I don't have Facebook anymore, but I remember it was always really cool to look and see like they would post like Facebook would automatically like do a post on your wall when you've been friends with somebody for, let's say, like 10 years, 5 years, like whatever. I've always wanted to see if Twitter would do something similar, because it would be really cool to see how long some of us have been following one another. But like Twitter just doesn't do anything remotely similar to it yet. But with NFTs, like that's obviously really easy to do with blockchain and tracking it that sort of way. It's really cool.
Yeah, the tracking as a fan, I think that is what would make it just a whole lot different. And what we're talking about isn't even the metaverse, right? This is just
right
in real life something. In the metaverse, now we've got all kinds of other things. Now I can give you your concert T-shirt that says whatever 2021 summer tour, and you might be able to wear this T-shirt in the metaverse. So there's digital clothing, there's all kinds of things that wouldn't be available otherwise. Mm-hmm. In a group I talk with throughout the day, there's a link that said animal concerts So you can check out that out at animalconcerts.com. They're trying to build live events in the metaverse. So this concert idea, but in the metaverse. So yeah, check that out, because I think that could be some really cool, I don't have a lot of interest in attending some concerts. I know, again, because I'm old, but because of that, I don't know if I've got the stamina to hang in a concert, but in a metaverse concert, yeah, I might be able to hang in there and feel normal about it. So yeah, I think there could be some utility to being able to do a metaverse type of concert and metaverse music. And you could always, whenever we're talking about rewarding your early fans, there's even more you could do, because you could actually give them first drop of new music too, which that'd be pretty cool as well.
You guys have done I didn't want to ask you this too. You've done I don't know, I'm assuming 30 of these episodes with you hosting, and a lot of ideas get tossed around in here just sort of in passing, in just general conversation, and I don't think all these get recorded. Do you ever write some of these ideas down that you just sort of conceptualize on the fly? It'd be really cool to to have a list of them, and to go see 3, 4, 5 years down the road how many of them actually came to fruition.
That's a good question. First of all, we do record these. I'll get them sometimes, and I'll break them into little snippets. And at some point, we're working with somebody with graphics to get them up on YouTube. And usually the snippets, we'll talk for an hour or longer. And I try to find 15 minutes where we're just talking solidly about whatever the topic was. And I'll trim it down to get onto there. And then, then you can hear it from there. But as far as the ideas, no, I've never. Maybe we should write down some of the ideas.
Have a day. Yeah, there'll come a day when some artist advertises that their X amount of fans get a whatever NFT, and years later they get some kind of perk, and you'll see that and be like, wow, we literally talked about something like that a long time ago, just sort of with from an imaginative standpoint, and here it is. It'll definitely happen. That's not too far out of
no, you're right. Some things we say are oh, that's a decade away, but this is something that you're right. It's not that far fetched.
Yeah, it just seems too obvious.
Well, and there's already okay, so you're talking with musicians who are artists, and you've got NFTs who have a different form of art, digital art. To me, it's kind of all in one big artistry pot, which seems to be embracing the technology of NFTs and blockchain and that sort of thing. So it's not that hard to imagine that group of people really wanting to embrace this. Even more is, there's some good things and bad things to music and NFTs. The good things is convenient, right? Easy access to NFTs for convenience. That's easy. I can get memorabilia and merchandise without leaving my home. But for the artist, there's no middleman. And that's, from what I understand, I am not a music artist, but from what I understand, you lose a lot of revenue, as the pot changes hands throughout the way. And by the time the pot gets to you, there's not much money left in it because there's so much middleman. So I really think if it went directly, basically from consumer, or from the artist to the consumer, for some of these NFTs, then it's probably better for the artist. Now, what else can go wrong with that? Well, if, Drake or somebody big puts out, that has a huge following, puts out an NFT, well, no problem. They've got a huge social following, social media that with lots of followers, where people will buy that. But if you're just starting, maybe that's a little harder. But that's the case with any musician that's just starting, right? Everybody's got to start with zero.
Yeah, I still don't know where I sit with NFTs and music either. They're certainly obvious. This is a controversial topic, but certainly an artist deserves to have their time and maybe exercising their craft. But I also think there's another element to movies and music and all that stuff, where I think that piracy is imperative to the preservation of culture. I think that things like music and movies need to be replicated as much as possible in order to just, from a longevity standpoint. That's a really, really hot take. Obviously, for up and coming artists, that's a really sucky take. But there have been multiple instances already since the internet was conceived or whatever, where there's a lot of music out there that will never ever be available again to even be purchased, because some of these archaic platforms have been taken down, and it just no longer exists anymore. So there's a dialogue there somewhere. But
no, I completely get what you're saying there with rights, because if you, I don't know, maybe last week Christine and I really went crazy with our thought of what could we do with our Ape Kids Club NFT, right? We were saying, oh, we could put it on YouTube, and we were looking at the rights and everything like that of what do we own by owning this piece of artwork. Well, I could take it even further with music and say, okay, do I own the rights to this music? Is it like owning, the master to the music? Can I then put it on YouTube as my background music? I've got here, playing some music, in here right now. And I made sure it was royalty free because I wanted it to be put on YouTube and that sort of thing. NFT, what does it give you?
Correct.
Right. So yeah, I was just saying, if you own an NFT, does it give you the rights to be able to manipulate it? To maybe it's just a music track. Can I then spit and rhyme after on it?
Question. Yeah, the concept of like copyright gets all like juggled about when you get into like the digital age of movies and music. Like I personally, I've been a huge proponent. Like I grew up around when Napster first came out. Like I've grown up with torrenting. I have probably one of the biggest music libraries of anybody I know in the world here. I've got terabytes of it. Just because like you were talking about, like with digital, I own a Spotify account. I don't own any of the I can't tap into that if Spotify were to go away from some kind of lawsuit. Same with like buying video games and other kind of media digitally. Like if the platform goes down, you don't have it anymore. So I love owning Blu-rays. I love them. I'm probably dating myself here, but like DVDs, huge fan of that too. I don't know. I think physical media is very, very important too from a preservation standpoint, which again, like there was actually, I don't know, do you guys know Andre Jick on YouTube?
I do not. Yeah.
Like gonna sound funny, but he's like a financial educator, but he's also a magician.
What a cool combo.
Yeah, well, he used to be a magician, and he got into like crypto and all this stuff, and he sort of employs the magic aspect to like be entertaining while explaining financial concepts. And he actually did his recent video. He does a video about every couple of days, so there's probably another one since then. He did one about NFTs and just talking about how like he believes that 99% of the NFTs will be worth nothing in 3 or 4 years, maybe less. But at the same time, like with how many NFT projects there are, what is like that 1% can be a large amount of projects. And just talking about further kind of what we were going back to, how they exist on specific platforms. It's not a physical thing that you can touch. You can't put it in somebody else's hand, and just like what that means in terms of ownership.
Yeah, I don't know that it comes with the rights or anything. By the way, this magician guy sounds awesome. Zach, maybe we need to get him on TRADERVERSE.
Yeah, I'm down to meet this magician as well. He's like, now you see it, now rug pull.
Let me find let me find the video and I'll tweet it and I'll put it in the nest or whatever. You guys can like follow him. He's got like 2 million subscribers. He's a big deal.
Yeah, first of all, I'm kind of a sucker for magic. If I buy an actual like physical magic shop, those things are awesome. I always want to buy their little, what am I trying to say? Little magic tricks that you can buy and wow your friends with them. Yeah, I love magic. So if he's going to be able to mix magic and crypto or magic and trading, then I'm all about it. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm also a big fan of magic. I love magic.
Yeah, me too. Can we get David Blaine with blockchain somehow?
David Blaine with blockchain.
We could.
Well, he's all, David Blaine's always into like, originally he would do like street magic, but now it's like, I can stand on the surface of the sun for 3 hours. Can you, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's always
I thought he did one of those things a few years ago that killed himself. I hadn't heard that name in years. He's still alive?
Yes, he's alive. You know why he started doing
he killed himself to death.
You know why he started doing the endurance things? Because they had that magic show where it was like, we're gonna reveal like all of the tricks of the masters. So they really honed in on David because he was like, the hottest magician at the time. So they honed in on him and kind of revealed everything that, how he does his tricks or whatever. But I'm still a fan, so he needs to come back.
Whenever they reveal, sorry about that fake, but whenever they reveal how to do magic, that never bothers me because they still pull it off even when I know how to do it.
Right. Yeah, you could know how to do it and then like they do it so fast and you're like, wait, let me watch it again. Like you watch it 100 times and then you're like, oh, okay, now I see it. So it's still super entertaining because, they do it so slick and so fast, your eye doesn't even catch it.
Right.
Yeah, you learn how to do the trick, but if you don't have the sleight of hand, like a lot of that can't even be taught. Like you have to just practice and practice and practice it. It doesn't matter how well you know how it's executed.
Yeah, there's artistry to it too. So even if I know, I don't care. But if it was used to like tell a story of like crypto or rug pulls or even just supply and demand, just economics, I'm here for it. So yeah, I would want to check that out. Crypt Keeper, what's up? See you with your hand up.
Yo, what's up? I was gone for a little while, but now I'm back. But yeah, back to the card situation. He was mentioning Magic. I don't know if you guys heard of something called MetaZoo. So MetaZoo is like it's something like a Magic and a Pokemon, like all in one. And MetaZoo I think been out for going on 2 years, and they had came out with Kickstarter boxes. So basically, a Kickstarter box is a box of cards before the actual game comes out. So those boxes were I had got 5 of them for I think they was $150, and those same boxes are $8,000 to $15,000 right now. So and they
What?
did it, yeah, and they did a and they did an NFT project. It's called MetaZoo, and they got like tokens. They minted out on those too. So yeah, the cards. Yeah, I got I got a lot.
You are a collector
Shoot
extraordinaire.
me one. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
I got you.
Hey, we had that done here yesterday. So it can happen. But yeah, you are a collector extraordinaire. I'm glad you were in here. First of all, because not only do you deal in digital items, but you are a collector of true physical items too. I don't know. I feel like you are. I'm in freshman level and you're in senior level of how to collect things.
He has the eye for collecting.
I've been doing this for so long. It's like if I couldn't learn anything, then I'd probably be fucking stressed, broke, no family. Because a lot of the shit that I do, my wife be like, "Are you fucking stupid?" I'm like, "Probably," but you'll find out later on.
And now she's like, "I love when you collect things."
Yeah, so it's like it's like anything, man. Like I collect Starbucks coffee mugs, the tumblers. They're $20. They go anywhere from $80 to $150. Like everything is. You can walk outside and buy something, and it'll be something to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It don't even have to be worth anything to you, but
that's what you do is trading to me. I mean, even if I'm talking stocks or crypto, right? I'm buying something that I know is more valuable than what it's being sold for, right? Maybe it's a stock, maybe it's a crypto coin, maybe it's an NFT. So I'm buying something that I can see the value in it that everybody else can't. Or I shouldn't say I am, you are. And then, you wait a month, a year, a week, however long later, and then all of a sudden the rest of the world realizes that, oh, Crypt Keeper was right. It actually was worth, $8,000 instead of $80 or whatever, and then you sell it at that point. Do you use the same criteria or your same eye for physical goods as you do digital goods?
Yeah, basically, but it's just more. It's more homework when it's digital. It's more reading when it's digital. As far like when it comes to like the tangible shit, it's easier to determine because you know, like who wants what. Where in the NFT world, you don't really know who wants what because you don't know the people that want it. You just know that there's a market for it, but you don't like. I know the physical people. Like I could go on eBay right now and post a box of cards for $10,000, and I know it's gonna sell in 5 minutes because I know the people that watch my page. For the NFTs, you don't know the people that watch your page. All you see is either likes or views. So,
Well,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say on eBay, you have like a centralized hub where people can follow. But I guess on NFTs, you've got your Twitter feed or whatever else you want to do. You just don't have that exposure.
Yeah, so it's different. Like I'm learning as I go with the NFT stuff, but I'm gonna be a beast in the next month or 2, 3. I know I'm gonna be a monster in this shit.
Crypt Keeper. So I posted the Meta Kellys, like these purses. Can you explain that? Because I want to know.
Those Meta Kellys, they might like I don't know the full extent to it, but I know that the Birkins that was sold, people was buying them for like $20,000 to $30,000, $40,000 a Birkin. Yeah, that's Birkin, but still, it just opened up a door for somebody else to be like, all right, let me look into this and let me see what I can capitalize off of this. And the bags are nice. Like I like.
So these are NFTs,
Somebody's
right?
calling me. Imagine me giving my wife one of those bags and it's an NFT. I think she'll appreciate that because it won't never get damaged. It won't never get messed up, and she can enjoy it. If she wants to paint a picture of it or put it in a digital photo picture frame, like she could enjoy that. So I think those are gonna do good. I'm not a financial advisor. You already know that. But for me, I'm definitely gonna buy one. Like because I am.
These are interesting. I have not seen anybody NFT a purse as of yet. Jess, I wanted to invite Jess up here because she's heavy into NFTs. Did you see these, Jess? Like these purses?
I have not seen them. Very interesting concept.
Right. I wonder how they're gonna do. There's 999, and these are modeled by. Are they modeled of the Birkins, or it kind of looks like it is?
It looks like it, but like I would say like just look into it. Like I'm gonna look into it. I just seen it and I was like, oh shit, like this gotta be, you know what I mean? Gotta be something because it's just to me it just brings out more women in our community to enjoy, you know what I'm saying, to enjoy something different than just a regular PFP of a alien or, you know what I'm saying, a turtle or some shit like that. Like this is just it's dope to me.
I like turtles.
I love turtles, but what do we see a lot of? The same thing.
Turtle enough for the turtle club.
Turtle. Nah, but I
Emilio,
think
what's up?
I think these are dope. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Emilio, what's up?
No, I wanted to ask, is the bag included with the NFT purchase? Because I know of another project from Mexico that is doing the same with with shoes, but you have to pay the shoes separately. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose, you know?
Okay, so you have the option of, or you get the NFT, but you need to buy the physical shoes. So
Exactly. And the NFT is 0.05 ETH, and it might include one shoe pass, that's how they call it, or 3 shoe passes, which each shoe pass allows you to buy one shoe from the artist, right? So I don't know, I don't really like that. How does it work with the bags?
Yeah, I don't think this comes with the bag. So there's 999 from what I'm understanding, and then it's 0.2 ETH. So I doubt it comes with it.
Yeah,
there's a platform called LuxFi that's like luxury backed like items. Like you can get a Rolex and then they give you a certificate of NFT that says, hey, this Rolex, this serial number is real.
What is it called?
LuxFi.
Yeah, so these are like what do they just it said like supposed to be something like a Birkin bag, Hermes. So I'll buy one, see what it does.
I can't think if I gave that on Christmas morning to my wife. She's not in NFTs. She's not into NFTs. So, Christine or Jess here, you guys might get a Birkin NFT and think, oh, that's really cool.
Your wife's going to slap you.
Yes. It'd be like buying a vacuum cleaner or something.
I sold all my purses for crypto and NFTs.
Yeah, see, y'all are going to get it. Y'all are...
I think I'll kill my wife if she sold a bag I just bought her recently. Oh, my God.
Yeah, because I think she would say, like, okay, that's great, but who's going to know I have it? And, you guys might, find yourself in Decentraland or something like that, and y'all can show off your different NFTs. But for the person that's not, I just don't know that we're there yet to have, Joe Blow, or in this case, Jane Blow, what do they call the person? Jane Doe, right?
Jane
person Doe. Unidentified, right? To be able to take NFT merchandise like that and be happy about it yet. I think Christine and Jess may be more representative of people that are about to come up and maybe enjoy that kind of stuff. But hey, physical products for now are king, at least in purses.
Jess, did you really sell all your purses and your shoes for crypto?
The majority of them I did. Yeah, it was actually before, when, the whole COVID thing happened, I just started venturing into platforms for reselling, and I ended up investing in crypto and stocks.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like with your liquid, I thought it was recent where you're looking around, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need this.
I have nothing left to sell at this point.
That's when you have a problem, right? When you're
that's
looking
aping in.
Okay, that makes sense, Jess. Oh, also, if people don't know, Jess talked to Matthew McConaughey and she bullied him about Bitcoin.
Hey,
All right.
So she's rich?
I think we need to bring him on here.
All right.
All right. Crypt Keeper, were you the... Oh, go on.
That was it. I was just quoting Matthew McConaughey.
Crypt Keeper, were you the one that got me on animal concerts?
Yeah.
So, we're talking about music in the metaverse today, and that, in essence, is music in the metaverse, right? Where'd you get in on that one? How did you know about that, Alpha?
I can't tell you my secrets, bro. A magician never reveals his secrets.
Now we're getting into the magic, where he's like, boom, Alpha just appeared. No, that's fine. You don't have to say where you're getting your intel from. But yeah, that's some interesting intel for sure, of the live events in the metaverse. I think this is a thing. I mean, this is it's just like what Fake said earlier. This is like we've talked about this about having concerts in the metaverse where you can attend it, and now here somebody is. I'm not saying they're going to be the ones that are the metaverse, the concert metaverse, but attempt to do it. And I can see how, especially for established artists, an idea like that could go really, really far.
I feel like this whole planet that's evolving out of the whole NFT, metaverse, crypto, whatever. I feel like it's in the 1900s right now. Because remember when Edison decided that he wanted to make a light bulb, he made light. So it's like that now. The ideas that we have, and if we're not putting them to use, somebody else is gonna put it to use and become rich. So this gives us an opportunity to be like, you know what? I got this idea. Fuck that. I'm gonna just put it out there and let's see what happens with it.
For sure. Jess, what's up? You have your hand up.
Oh no, since we were talking about NFTs and music, there was a project I recently stumbled upon that I bought an NFT. It's called Wobblebug, and they're actually it's like a music collective and label. They mostly focus on EDM, but they've been doing a lot of shows in Decentraland. And for New Year's Eve, I don't know if you guys were talking about MetaZoo, but for New Year's Eve, for Christmas Eve, they're doing a concert in Decentraland. So I'll definitely stop by and invite Christine.
I'm always in Decentraland. I go to the gambling spots while they free right now.
It's an interesting project. It's a DJ that's trying to bring other musicians and for them to collaborate and basically build a label and participate in the metaverse. So it's a unique concept, and I found it interesting, and the music's good too if you like EDM.
Yeah, his name is Wookie. He's come on Spaces a couple of times. He's a really cool guy. We want to get an AMA with him at some point, maybe next year.
Imagine when Diplo gets hold of this space, bro. It's gonna be nuts, bro.
I'm putting this all together. Yeah, I remember Wookie in here, Smart Rick. I remember him coming in here. So yeah, because I'm on the Wobblebot Space website right now, and yeah, now I'm all putting it all together that he's actually been in here. Yeah, this is really cool. Just reading the little synopsis here. It says Wobblebug is the first NFT-powered music artist packed with real-world utility and also a badass virtual space alien metaverse DJ. So yeah, pretty cool little synopsis there on the front. It does say whatever it is, it's sold out. It says sales now closed, sold out. So I guess they were selling access into Wobblebug, and I guess you could get it on the secondary market now.
Y'all gotta remember when Fortnite started doing concerts. I think that shit, like, Fortnite was already ahead of the curve because they was already having concerts in Fortnite.
Yep.
Me being a big ass kid with my son, I would jump in these concerts. Like, they had one for Marshmello. They did one for Travis Scott. They did a couple others that I wasn't a part of, but this shit is like real. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy. I don't even know.
Yeah, it is crazy to think what it could do. I think whenever you mention Fortnite, whenever I think of like successful brands that are already doing something that can be done on Web3, but they're already doing it in Web2 in a centralized manner, that's the easiest and low-hanging fruit, right? That's the things that can be done very quickly and very easily. And so digital music, the one thing we haven't said is we keep on talking about NFTs and music and how, you've got Wobblebug here. We talk about, concerts in the metaverse, but we haven't just talked about just music distribution. Now everybody's got a Spotify account, and we understand I just want to listen to the music. I don't have to own the music. I just want to rent it, if you will. But, used to, before Spotify, people would buy their music from iTunes, and they would, support the artist in that way, even though, from what I understand, the artist wasn't very supported when you bought that MP3. I wonder if NFTs could bring back that level of actually buying it again, because nobody buys music anymore. They just subscribe to Spotify.
Yeah, everything is clicks and clicks and likes and views and YouTube and spaces like that. Like, that's where the artist is getting a lot of their money off of, because you're not buying, like me, I'm not gonna buy a Meek Mill's album if I could just download it for free on Apple Music. What sense does that make?
Yeah, but you might have grown up like it. Took me a while to do that, because whenever somebody dropped an album, I was like, well, I want to get it immediately. And so, Fake came on here saying earlier that, physical media is something that he still believes in. And I'm somewhat like that myself, because I like that anticipation of getting it and even unwrapping the CD or whatever. But, that's gone now with digital media. But there still was an aspect of buying your digital media. Okay. And that kind of felt kind of cool too, because I could still see the artwork and everything like that. Now somebody will say my album drops at midnight tonight, and you go and look on Spotify and see if you can find it from there. And maybe the experience isn't quite what it could be. Web3 could help maybe fill in those gaps where we're still doing digital media, but you could have your favorite artist and still get memorabilia from them. And for a person like Crypt Keeper that's a collector and's got that eye that can tell whenever something's going to be valuable, there's going to be a whole slew of value given in through that. Now, there will be a lot of trash too, because there will be some people that will just inundate you. Don't you think eventually our wallets with NFTs are just going to be filled with just junk, right? I mean, eventually I can throw away the Happy Meal toy. Crypt Keeper wouldn't, because he'd say that's going to be worth $1,000 one day.
I got a lot of Happy Meal toys.
See? Yeah, but for me, I throw them away because it's gonna clutter up. I don't have a nice storage system or anything like that. I wonder if our Web3 wallets are going to be like that, of just have trash in them eventually from too much stuff.
Crypt Keeper, do you own the McDonald's Shrek glasses?
Yeah. I think I own everything McDonald's. I even collected the 50th anniversary with 50 toys from I think a month ago. All the Pokemon shit, it's crazy. All the the LeBron James Looney Tunes shit. I got a lot.
McDonald's.
You need to open your own store in Central Land, like Crypt Keeper's like wares.
I got
a storage unit right now that I would not. My wife keeps asking me for the keys for, and I would not let her into there because that should have just drive her insane. But yeah, I don't let her into it. But it's like at least on a resale market, is at least $100,000 worth of like toys and cards
just
and
for that storage.
Wow.
And yeah, it's at least 100. And crazy because the resale, I probably paid like 20,000, 25,000. So
do you have the teeny beanie babies from McDonald's in like 99 or whatever?
Yeah, I only have those because God rest the dead, when my mother was alive, she collected the Beanie Baby, so that was like something passed down to me. So yeah, I have those. I got, bro, it's insane the stuff that I got.
Remember I remember on the news they got after people because they were going through the drive-through, getting a Happy Meal, checking the toy, and then throwing the food away and right back around again until they had the whole collection.
Oh no, look
because they wouldn't hand you like the specific one that you wanted. They weren't there to like help you complete your collections. It was all random.
For the Pokemon stuff, it's funny because they didn't get an email to like 7 a.m. So the McDonald's by me opens up at 5. I was buying whole cases of these Pokemon 25th anniversary boxes for $150 and selling them for $1,200. It was nuts. And then after they caught on to it, they got the email. They was only allowing you to buy Happy Meals, so I needed more of them. I went and bought like 50 Happy Meals and just I went to this shelter that's around me, and I just took all the cards out and gave them all the Happy Meals.
See, thank you for doing that. I was gonna ask you, like, please don't tell me you were just trashing the food.
Nah, hell no. I used to be hungry when I was a kid. Hell no. I know how it feels to be hungry.
That's awesome. That's actually a really cool story.
I'm glad, because some people, like what Fake was saying, would just keep going around and just trash the food, not even, they're paying for the food. You might as well someone that can't afford the food.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as collecting, I just love it. Like I got tangible art that I collect. I just bought a piece from Greg Bogan. If you don't know who that is, he's a fire-ass up-and-coming artist. And I just bought a piece of his art. It was $2,500, but it's well worth it. Like I got a lot of stuff that I know that I can never go broke, like ever.
Yes. His collection has been NFTs. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. How much time of your day do you spend sitting in line? Because I'll like walk by a shoe store sometime in the mall, and I'll see this big line, and I know there's about to be like some kind of shoe drop, and I assume most of the people in that line are collectors, and they just look miserable in that line. How much time of your day?
Let me tell you something about myself. That is one thing that I was always strong on, is building a foundation for myself to where I don't have to be one of those people that sits online and for stuff. So I was in the sneaker community selling sneakers for 15 years, no job. Put my wife through 7 years of college with sneaker money. Moved out of New York City, came to Connecticut, got a house, whatever the case may be, got a car. So I was like one of those people where I know I had to build relationships with other people so I can gain more than just the average person. So I met people like Mayor, not the mayor of the New York City, but here's a sneaker dude called Mayor. I met DJ Clark Kent, which is a close friend of mine. He's the dude that produced Biggie Smalls' album, Jay-Z's album, and a whole bunch of other albums. I know football players, NBA players. The list goes on. Like I got phone numbers. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of connections that you need to make with people, and you just got to be a a a, a real person. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't bullshit a bullshitter. That's how I always look at it. And as long as you keep it honest with these people, they'll always look out for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to be nice. It's just like NFTs. You got to be nice to people to get what you want, but genuinely nice. So waiting on lines, I was highly against because that's time is money, and I ain't have none of that shit. It's a waste.
Man, that's awesome. You are the epitome. We talk about Traderverse and the social network and learn from other people of how to trade from other people. You are the epitome of like a trader. I mean, because you do it on NFTs now, but you've done it for years, it sounds like, in real life. And yeah, I feel like we have a lot we could learn kind of from just your eye of way to look at things. And it's probably innate, although there's some things that you could probably say, hey, this is what I see. This is why something is going to be big. But yeah, you are the epitome of what it means to like be a trader. So yeah, good on you for being able to stick with what you're doing and evolve. You could have just said, hey, physical merchandise is what my thing is, and not looked into digital, but you did.
Yeah, I'm trying to be with the future. I need to learn this so I can teach my kids something. Because if I don't teach them, who's gonna teach them?
Yeah, that's right. That's right for sure. Have any of you? So we talk about different ways about seeing a concert in Decentraland, seeing a concert somewhere in the metaverse. I think Jess had said there was going to be a concert on Christmas Eve. Are any of you guys going to go to any of these? Are y'all going to attend any of them?
I'm going.
You are.
Oh
I'll be
yeah,
there.
we'll go.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I want to hear. I want your review, and I really mean this. I want you to come back on here and say like what it was like. Do you get some of the same vibes that you get at an actual, like in real life concert, in a metaverse concert too?
Bro, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was invited to a party from the nudie community in the metaverse. I mean, in Decentraland, and it was just like partying at a club, like the same thing. People are dancing, people are just talking, having a good time, talking about pass the drink. But me, what I would do is I'll actually have a physical drink on the side in real life, so that when I'm taking that NFT, I mean that metaverse drink, I'm gonna feel like I'm actually drinking and vibe with the whole situation.
So good. I see we have somebody that just came in here that it looks like an NFT in the NFT industry with your hand up. What's up?
Yo, what's going on? Good morning, everybody.
Morning to you.
Morning.
Just wanna shed some light. You guys were talking about going to a metaverse party, right?
Yeah, I said I went to like a little
Okay.
shindig.
Yeah, so I used to perform in 2008 on the internet in a game called Second Life before Decentraland and everything was thought of, right? You really feel like you're vibing. I put on a show for over 3,000 people time, and my screen was getting spammed so much with IMs and DMs and stuff and tips and everything. It was amazing back in the day. That was eight. Um, Coming fast forwarding to now and seeing where everything's moving to Web3 and everything, I'm like, yo, I've done this before. I perform big in big places in IRL, and then coming back and it's like, damn, if there's another shutdown, it's free food. You know what I mean? We are put on a really good show. It's going to be easy. Um, it's just, it all depends on what you guys want to do. Like, it's really fun. You can drink alcohol in Second Life and your avatar gets all drunk, or if there's any 420 friendly people in here, you can pick, someone could send you a blunt and your avatar will smoke a blunt and your screen will literally start looking like you're high. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty dope.
Yes.
It is amazing. So I know in Decentraland you have a decent amount of money to get certain things. I'm not trying to shill Second Life, but it's completely free. Everything, your avatar is free, your clothing's free, everything's free. And then you guys can go party. If you guys have a link for that Decentraland party, I would love to check it out to see the difference between the two platforms. Because when I used to perform back in the day, like I said, in 2008, I'm 28 now. So back in the day was like, what, 16 years ago? Or like, what, I was 17, yeah, about 8, 9 years ago, almost 20. I'm about there. So long story short, I would want to see the difference between the latency and the lag. Because in Second Life, there was never any kind of lag. Have any of you guys, Crypt, you said you've been there. Was there any kind of lag?
There is a lag.
There's a lag. There's a lag.
Okay.
There's a lag.
Oh,
I think it's a lag though, only because I guess how PCs or something. Like I don't know. Like I'm not really in tune with that part of the spectrum. But yeah.
So you think if you had a faster computer, maybe there wouldn't be a lag? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I think so. Because I'm on a MacBook. Like I don't think.
and you need a faster one for Decentraland? You could jump in Second Life and your avatars will look as real as you. And your computer's not going to run anything.
Hi, Def. I want to ask about Second Life.
What's going on?
Because we're kind of going into the metaverse and stuff. Do you think Second Life is going to adapt to the metaverse, and people want to make money like on the metaverse?
Well, of course,
everything's free.
In Second Life, I'm gonna be honest with you, we're years ahead of their time. there were years ahead of cryptocurrency. So in that game, you can actually use what's called Linden Lad dollars, right? Their cryptocurrency, quote unquote. You would have to purchase it with a credit card or a debit card, and you could purchase things inside that Second Life, right? So think about it. For every $1, there was 3 Linden Lads given to you. In there, artists like ourselves, or whoever's a designer in here, can go and open up a storefront and sell their designs. But the spoils are not there. Like, you're not just going to be able to sell one of that one of one, right? Say if all 4 of us on the top row were like, hey, let's go get some matching hoodies. We cannot go to that store, pay maybe 200-300 Linden Lad real life dollars, that's maybe $20, and we cannot have matching hoodies. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be like, oh, yo, I own that NFT. Oh, no, that's mine. You can't copy and paste that. No, hell no. What the fuck? It's all love. Sorry for my language. Just that's how I talk. But it's all love. Like, you can have a hoodie. You can have a hoodie. You can have a hoodie. We don't have to go broke buying these hoodies. We don't have to spend $13,000 on hoodies that, the rest of the universe is not going to have. Come and have a good time. I don't know. I feel like the way Web3 is moving now, it's more of like really, really big influencers that have a lot of money are going to stay that way. They're not trying to come down and mingle with all the normies, I guess you can say, because the Decentraland, you're going to have to pay to get into certain events, and some people are going to be able to pay that ticket. You know what I mean? They're making it just like real life. Everybody wanted a decentralized system, but they're making it pretty centralized by charging people to get into venues and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
I've went to quite a few events in Decentraland, and they were free.
No, not
And then
to get into the party part, like to be able to get into actual community, like buy some outfits and stuff. You have to pay for stuff like that in there, right?
No, there's a bunch of clothes and a bunch of everything that's free. But if you want to start looking like more elite than others, like they have, stores that you can buy.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything's free. Like you could go on there, everything's free. You could put on whatever shirt, whatever. Like they have some generalized outfits for you. They're hideous, but
Okay, I get you.
whatever.
No, hey, no,
And
I
then when you go
completely
to when you go to these events, like I went to the Banksy auction,
yeah.
they'll airdrop you like different outfits too, and then they'll never release them again.
Okay,
And
cool.
some people will make offers on them like, hey, so you got this like from this event, I didn't get to make it, but can I get that? And
Oh
then you
man,
get
see,
POAPs.
that's
So
something I didn't even know. Like, so that's really, really dope to know. Like, see that right there. See, when I went in there, I was right away. I jumped in there and it felt like a salesman market. I'm a salesman, real life by trade. I got in there and I shit you not, I thought I walked up to a BMW, parking space or car dealership and with
What's
a
it going to
suit
take?
and a suitcase, right? They were like, yo, I see you just shut up, man, but you're looking really fresh.
oh
How much money
my
you got on you? I was like, yo, bro, I'm not trying to buy anything. I'm trying to see if this Web3 is pretty like better than the one I'm in. The only
I want to
thing,
buy it and get right to the Banksy thing though.
I guess the only real thing that I've seen a really big difference in, besides the two, you guys can, go be your own judge. I don't have to take my weirdo dickle pick personality for it.
dickle pick.
Yeah, dickle butt.
Hold on, not the dickle pick.
Nah, yeah, I love my dickle butt. Long story short, if you guys want to take my word for it, download the Second Life viewer. I would recommend downloading. It's an actual viewer. Like, you don't have to go on the actual, Google. You don't have to go on the internet. You don't have to do anything. It's an actual viewer. You download to your laptop. You make a profile just as easy as you would make a Twitter or Facebook, and then you jump in. You know what I mean? And you go in there. You can make your avatar look like you. For instance, is it Christina?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So say, for example, that really big thing where they're taking pictures of people's bodies and putting them in the metaverse?
Right.
So back in the day, all we had to do was, quote unquote, don't take a nude, but take a picture in your boxers and stuff, upload your picture onto your avatar, and you were your avatar.
Whoa.
You didn't need all these fancy $1 million things. It was crazy. Remember, Second Life was created in 1999, didn't get big until about 2005, started going mainstream 2008, and then it just fell off because everybody was doing in real life things.
Do you think it's going to come back with the event?
So with that being said, I had my Second Life account for a little over 10 years. So I've been reaching out to the CEO and the CFO of Second Life.
Nice.
And they have a lot of big things coming. And I'm going to be in a Zoom meeting next week with them, speak on my behalf on what's going on, what I see on Twitter. So,
as you should.
Yeah, no, I've onboarded since last week. I think I've onboarded a little over 90 people into Second Life, and they're loving it. Everybody said better, smoother. The avatars look better in Second, but like I said, I'm not going to be the one to say that because I went into Decentraland. I don't like how round they look. I don't like how fake they look.
Oh yeah, it looks like trash.
It looks like a kid game.
Wow.
And
yeah, and I onboarded so many people to Decentraland, and they were like, "Christine, this is what you're talking about," and I'm like,
yeah,
I think they're working on something way better.
You go
They can't just
onboard them
leave it
into
like
Second Life. Like even if you go right now, like you go to the Second Life profile, just go through their avatars. Like go through Go through any of their pictures. You're gonna be like, holy shit, this looks like real snow.
What I'm saying is, because
Crazy.
I've heard so many great things about Second Life, but the reason I just overlooked it because I'm like, okay, but they're not trying to bother in like being part of this space. Like they're just like
Yeah, no,
staying
it's like
the
if you
way
know,
they
you
are.
know still. And I asked them why, and literally the only response they had for us on the call was big things are coming. That's all they said. Because I was like, look, I'm not a huge person on Twitter. I'm not a huge person in real life. I was like, look, it took me a week to onboard 98 people that are active. Like I get on every day and everybody's online, and I'm like, yo, these people need to put a timer on because it's true. You get into Second Life, and like I said, when I was like 16, 17, doing the shows and getting the feel for it, I would have my friends coming over like weekly. Yo, bro, are you alive? Are you sick? Are you okay? And I was perfectly fine. I would still go outside, get my workout on, spend some time with my family. And then literally about like 27, 8, it was just, I was on my computer all day and night, talking to people from around the world. And all I was talking to was avatars. But the best thing is that you can put on a mic inside of Second Life and you guys can have a private chat. So like if you don't want the whole world talking to you and like your 20 friends, you guys can all be partying together in a chat. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I loved it. I'm glad it's coming back that way. And I really, really hope that just by me talking about it, you guys get the little spark of interest to go see what the hell it is. It's pretty cool.
I'm already online.
Oh my man, there you go. Do you see the
account.
avatars though? See how crazy the avatars look?
Yeah, it looks pretty crazy.
On
I
board.
hope able to onboard Second Life team to be interested in being a huge part of the metaverse because there's a huge opportunity there because when you look at Sandbox or you look at Decentraland, it's very disappointing because technology is way ahead of its time right now and we're over here jumping
I
around
was
in
going to say,
pixels.
I think Web 2.0 is going to push Web 3.0 because it's so much more of an assisted medium. And so while I still believe that decentralization and Web 3 is going to be the ultimate winner in the end, I still think it's going to be pushed by Web 2.0 things like Second Life. Now, maybe at some point Second Life kind of makes a transition over to kind of Web 3 kind of stuff. But right now, clearly from everything you guys are saying, they're well ahead of anything that Decentraland is putting out there.
Yeah. The one thing that I caught notice too is that when I had jumped into the Twitter spaces and I jumped into the whole Web3 NFT thing, right? I would hear Sandbox a lot and I would hear Parcels a lot. And I'm like, yo, you guys are in Second Life, right? And they're like, yo, what's Second Life? So there is a whole free sim. By the way, they call sims, I don't know what you would call them on this, the world. Yeah, there's a whole sim that's called the Sandbox, right? In Second Life that newbies go to for free to learn how to build. So you learn how to build houses, you learn how to build like out of pixels. Like there's robots there teaching you how to build. It's like a free program to go learn how to be a builder. And like these sims that people are buying for 13, 14, 15, 23, $59,000, I was like, yo, that's a lot of real life money. I was like, man, I wish they would have paid me that. On Second Life, you can go buy a sim and quote me on this. You can quote the hell out. $349 for a piece of land on Second Life.
Wow.
People are paying thousands. Like I wish I was a marketer for Second Life because God, I would be rich right now.
Well, maybe next week after that Zoom meeting.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, no, like you don't have to break your pocket. Any average Joe can be like, yo, come join my world, come check out what I have. This is my idea. And you can go help them. You can go see, oh, this sucks. You should move this there. There's some insight. But it's really, really affordable. And the one thing that I tell people a lot is that if you're gonna break your pocket doing something, at least know that you tried it before on a smaller scale and it didn't work. And for way cheaper, so you don't have to be like, I hate Web3. I put $15,000 in here and my plan didn't work. No, go try it on Second Life for $349. You know what I mean? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, it works.
Well, that's some pretty cool input. And like I said, you're one of the few in here, whether it would be from Second Life or Decentraland or whatever, that gave us some real insight into like holding a concert in the metaverse. And I'm still going to call it the metaverse, even with Second Life in a virtual world. And you actually had that experience. So I appreciate that. We talk about things quite often here on these spaces. We'll be here through Monday through Wednesday. We will be off Thursday and Friday this week for Christmas week, but I invite you to come back in here. I always love to hear different perspectives like that because I don't know that any of us in here had a perspective like that. But that is it for today. We are going to come back here tomorrow at the same time. That will be 17:30 UTC is whenever we will show up on here. You guys can find out when that is to your local time.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate all the love and everything that I got the second I came in. You guys are amazing.
Awesome.
See you guys tomorrow, right?
Yep. We be here tomorrow, and we usually title that Wag Me Wednesday, and it'll be no different tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.
Yeah, we're gonna see if I have COVID or not. We're all gonna make it.
We're gonna find the reveal. Yeah, we're gonna find out whether Zach's gonna
Stay
make it.
tuned
What's the
for the
reveal?
next episode.
When's the reveal?
We'll find out
Tomorrow.
All right, see y'all.
See you guys.